2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal.
The 2K Sports
Our game tonight featuring the
show.
New Orleans Pelicans as they go up against the Los Angeles
basketball
Clippers.
fans.
I'm
I'm
Ernie
Staples
Johnson,
Center.
welcoming you to 2K Sports.
Well, for the
I'm here with
Clippers,
Kenny the Jet
playing
Smith and
under
Shaquille
500 basketball over the last 10 games. They can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight.
And what a shootout we're going to have tonight, a battle of offensive juggernauts. Shaq, what are some things these teams can do to try to gain an advantage?
Well, you got to impose your style of play as early as possible. You got to be versatile in the ways you score. You're just going to go out and do what you do.
Well, that's just saying be aggressive on it. That's it. Aggressive is the most undervalued and then at the same time overused statement. But aggressiveness means getting done what you want to get done. That's what you have to do. That's when you're aggressive.
Shaq, did you understand what he just said?
I sure did not.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
There's a look at downtown Los Angeles from the air. We're coming to you live from the Staples Center. The Pelicans are looking to defeat their Western Conference rival going into this game. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking back at the last matchup between these two teams, it was the Clippers who were unable to get it done against the Pelicans. That was their second loss in 2 games. Now they've got a chance to turn the tide and get back on course.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They demonstrated a real tenacity on the glass and made their presence felt. We'll see if they can repeat that kind of play.
Let's quickly get a pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Well, Kevin, they stand at 2-0 in this season series, and I asked him what it is about facing this team that seems to bring out the best in its players. And he said, well, we sort of love being in that underdog role. We love proving people wrong, and that's what this matchup gives us the chance to do. Well, we'll see if they put on the capes again tonight, guys.
All right, thank you, David. And Steve, these teams both compete on the glass. Rebounding is on their calling card.
I mean, you get a chance to watch when the ball goes up, that's when the game starts. They are bumping, they are pushing, they are trying to get position. And if you can get rebounds, you give your team another possession. And more possessions, the increased chances you have a chance to win that game.
the Pelicans win the tip. Now the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. The star big men pair of Davis and Cousins are up front. Doctor out there with Allen, and it's Hill in at the 3. Allen's shot is off. On defense, New Orleans, they come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
You know what? The issue that night, the misses became contagious, and the guys lost more and more confidence as it went along.
And Beverly kicks to Williams. A 3-ball. Shot clock reset for Los Angeles. From deep, Gallinari drains the three-pointer. Gallinari's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
He'll do this to you all day. Gallinari working off the ball, getting the look he wants.
Pass to the Doctor. Off his foot, and the ref saying he kicked it. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Outside Griffin. Lobs it up for Jordan, and it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin.
And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
Here's the Doctor. He's coming off a 19-point game against Dallas.
And when you factor in the assist totals, that's a complete game.
Here's the Doctor. It's a 3-point game.
At the point guard position, Patrick Beverly is a great shot blocker.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Picked by Griffin. Beverly dishes to Jordan. Puts up a 3. And that one is off. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Allen outside. Gallinari against Hill. Gallinari with the steal. He feeds it to Beverly. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Now the race for Rookie of the Year, and a look here at the top-ranked rookies as they close out their first season in the NBA. A very talented bunch. You look at the Doctor. He's just not quite in the running at this point, and while he's had a pretty good season, it doesn't look like he'll be a contender.
And the crop of young talent coming into the league this year, especially this group, has painted a very bright picture for the future of the NBA.
Well, it's one of the most interesting things for us to watch, seeing how these young guys develop. And you're right, this year's draft class has been unreal. Well, not the best look they can get, but at the end of the day, it's all about shot making.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
The Clippers with another early playoff exit last season. You still have to like the core of this team. The window might be closing, but they're always competitive.
Good from the Doctor. And Steve, tough to lose Chris Paul, but what do you like with this new roster in Los Angeles with the Clippers?
Well, Kevin, they did sign Danilo Gallinari. That gives them some size and shooting on the perimeter. They added depth in the backcourt without Chris Paul. They added Patrick Beverly and others. They'll look to do it by committee.
Both free throws good from the Doctor. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Beverly with the ball. 14 points from him the last game against Brooklyn. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. The pass to the Doctor. They grab their own miss, and that's a foul called on the Doctor. That's his first foul. Well, it was the Clippers. Their last game, a loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Even if you do come away with the win, you've made it a lot harder than it should have been. But that night, they just couldn't overcome it.
And so it's New Orleans with it after Gallinari made the last three-pointer. Cousins against Jordan, just 5 on the clock. And stolen by Williams. And now the Clippers on the break. Dishes to Griffin. He kicks to Gallinari. It's Jordan on the wing. Shoots over Cousins, and the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Allen's shot is off. Clippers leading by 6. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Jordan the screen. The putback. It's rebounded by New Orleans. The Doctor passes to Cousins. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Kicks it to Davis to the left wing. Cousins against Jordan. Shot clock at 6. And so it looks like the Pelicans will retain possession here. A post-All-Star break look now at how the breakdown between three-pointers and other shots have been for the Clippers.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Allen, that's good.
I like seeing the activity from Tony Allen down low. No one scares this guy, even when he's taking it amongst the trees.
Gallinari on the wing, takes a 3. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. And that's now 11 points for Gallinari.
Yeah, what a quarter for him. Firing on all cylinders, putting this team in a good place.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gallinari. Now we have a moment to see the best rebounding teams in the league. Pelicans, number 1. 4th, the Clippers.
And you know, anytime you get these two teams together, it's going to be physical. Both of them really go after it on the backboard.
Here's the Doctor. Hits the jump hook.
And after missing 4 straight, he finally gets one to go.
Clippers leading by 5. Williams kicks to Griffin.
Blake leaves you speechless. His dunks are out of this world.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Here's the Doctor. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Smitty, with every game mattering so much and how the playoff picture shakes out, do players often catch themselves looking at the standings?
Yeah, you do, because individually you didn't know there's some teams that you stack up better against. Then sometimes you look at, especially if you're one of those teams hovering where you have home court advantage. If you be one of those top 4 versus starting off on the road, you want to be one of those teams that at least start off with home court advantage.
Free throw good from the Doctor.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those 2 anchors on the front line.
Both free throws good from the Doctor. Greg, what would you say is the key for the Pelicans to get back in the playoff mix?
There's several. I think rebounding was a big problem. The trade for Cousins should help in that area. And every team needs more shooting. But I think in particular, this group does. And then first and foremost, look, you got to stay healthy. Hard to figure out what you have when you never get a chance to see it.
And that one, good. Cousins has got his second bucket tonight.
He is just a monster on the boards. And with those soft hands Cousins has, he's going to turn those offensive rebounds into putbacks almost every time.
Now here's Jordan. He's coming off a 10-point game against Brooklyn.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. Couple blocks in that game as well. Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
That's about as violent as a rim rocker as it gets. A real confidence builder.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And here is Cousins. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Davis kicks to Allen. Here's the doctor. And the three off target.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that look like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way. And that is why DeAndre is such a high percentage shooter. Wow.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And the Clippers are known as a high wire act, and rightfully so with their stars. This team is also one that can at times lock it down defensively. I don't think they get enough credit for what they do on that side of the ball.
Clippers. Harrell comes in for Blake Griffin. And Teodosic subbed in for Lou Williams. New Orleans also making some changes. Wells, he's checked in for Hill. Holiday comes in for Allen. Rajon Rondo subbed in for the doctor. The Clippers not a team known for their defense, but quite often the last few years, it's been the deciding factor for them in games.
Yeah, I think it starts with the pressure they place on ball handlers. They can throw double teams or pick up far out from the hoop. They've got shot blocking inside to erase mistakes as well. They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Outside Holiday. Wells in the corner. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Wells has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Pass to Gallinari. Lets it fly from 18. The Clippers keep it alive. There's a screen. Teodosic, the pass to Gallinari. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end.
And group substitution here for the Clippers. Willie Reed, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Griffin comes in for Harrell. Lou Williams is checked in for Gallinari. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Teodosic. So for New Orleans right now, Doctor out there with Ejuan Moore. Then it's Alexis Ajinça. Then there's Solomon Hill. And it's Allen in at the small forward. Williams kicks to Rivers. There's the dish to Griffin. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Griffin's got 4 points this quarter.
Defense all over Blake Griffin, but his ability to rise above them, that was the difference.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the doctor in the last game against the Mavericks did some very solid work. He ended up with 19 points and did a lot of work at the foul line as well, drawing fouls and knocking down his free throws. It was a great combination for a guy who's considered to be more of a role player for this team. Let's see what he can bring to the table tonight, Kevin.
Nice work, D.A. Thank you. It was a very focused, intense performance we saw from him last time out.
And there was no letdown at any point in that game. That focus you talked about never went away.
He'll bring that same focus. If there's one thing we can be sure about, is that he is mentally prepared each and every night.
Now here's Rivers. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. 9 feet out, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
And we all know Blake Griffin, Steve, is a scoring forward, but he has a very well-rounded game. Besides being an excellent ball handler, he is also one of the best passing bigs in the NBA.
I agree. He's done a nice job of improving in that area, being able to pass out of the post, pass off the dribble, has a great sense of timing, and could put a pass exactly where he wants.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Griffin.
Griffin doesn't do it as often anymore, but he is still one of the top dunkers in the league. He just rises up and finishes with a lot of power. There was a time when he was good for a poster dunk every game.
Rivers dishes to Williams. Beverly for 3. Hill pulls it in. Pelicans trail by 8. And Steve, Griffin's still a fantastic dunker, as you said, but it's something he's done less and less as he's grown as a player.
Yeah, you think of him, and you will, as one of the best dunkers of all time, but he's not really doing that a lot anymore. It's better for his game long-term to switch off trying to slam it home every time and just play the game at a great level.
Beverly, the pass to Griffin. Moore with the steal. Passes it to the Doc. Stolen by Beverly. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. Oh, Griffin in position. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Blake took off like a rocket on that alley-oop. Woo!
For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. The Doctor passes to Ajinça. Here's the Doctor, and the layup is good. The Doctor's got 8 points.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Hill, and that's a foul called in the Doctor. That's foul number 2 for him. Clark, he's checked in for E'Twaun Moore. Now Rivers. Reed a screen. Beverly for 3. That one also a miss for him, just like the other 3 attempts this game. Here's the Doctor. Hill left side. Pass to the Doctor. Just 5 on the clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Allen against Williams. Reed a screen. There's the 3. But they recover it. Outside Williams. And Beverly kicks to Griffin. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
He's gone 1 of 1.